everyone! So today I wanted to sit down and film a video just talking about my new tattoo that I have. And before I get started, I just wanted to let everyone know that if you hear a ringing noise of any sort, that it is my new puppy, Gatsby, running amok on the floor below me. He has a bell on him so that I won't step on him. So yeah, sorry if it's a little bit distracting, but this fellow likes to play. So to preface this video, I just wanted to say that if you are someone who personally does not like tattoos or thinks that tattoos are gross or anything like that, then this probably isn't the best video to watch, and you can just go ahead and click on right out. Because I personally love tattoos. I think that they can be very beautiful and that they hold such personal value to those who have them. And it's my body, so if you have something negative to say about my tattoo, I don't really care, because I, for one, absolutely love my tattoo, and I love tattoos on other people who love them as well, and I respect their rights and opinion to have one. I got my tattoo in August of this summer, and it was actually the day before I left for college. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting a tattoo right before a major life change, just because of all of the stress of moving to school and all of that, but I really wanted to get my tattoo done at the specific place in San Francisco, California by a specific artist, and that was the only day that they had available, and I wanted to get it done before I left for school, so that's why I decided to go ahead and get it done when I did. But ideally, you'd want to get a tattoo done when you don't have that much craziness going on in your life. My tattoo is located on the right side of my body underneath my bra line. And as you might have been able to tell from that close-up, my tattoo is written in Hebrew, and it is a quote that reads, "This full moon will always be the same as yours." Now, the reasoning behind my tattoo. I am actually Jewish, so I know I might not look like the stereotypical Jewish person, but I assure you that I am Jewish. I was actually adopted when I was 5 months old into a Jewish family, so I grew up Jewish and in the Jewish community. When I was 13, I had my bat mitzvah and all of that fun stuff. Now, I wouldn't say that I am really a religious person today. I don't celebrate Shabbat on the daily, I don't go to temple very often, but being Jewish is a huge part of who I am. Because of that, I wanted to have a tattoo that reflected a large part of who I am, which is why it is written in Hebrew. I went through a great length as to making sure that my quote was translated properly. I hired a bunch of people who are fluent in speaking Hebrew to translate it and get it edited multiple times. In addition to that, I actually had two of my friends who live in Israel to personally translate it for me, and just to make sure that the translation I had was correct, because I definitely did not want to be one of those people on like the tattoo fails things that you see all over Facebook and BuzzFeed. Like, that was not going to be me if I had anything to do with that. I took a lot of time to make sure that it was translated properly. I was adopted when I was 5 months old from a Vietnamese hill tribe, and for those of you wondering, my ethnicity is half Vietnamese and half Russian, and my birth name was actually Dinty Tu Hong, and my middle name today is just Tu Hong. But in Vietnamese, or at least in the hill tribe that I was born in, Tu Hong means harvest moon, which is ironic because I wasn't born on a full moon or a harvest moon, but yeah, that is what my middle name is. And I wanted my tattoo to, like I said before, represent two major parts of who I am, which I would consider to be being Jewish and being adopted from Vietnam. This quote, it just merges my two cultures perfectly, and I know that my quote is about a full moon, but in Hebrew it was very hard for me to find a specific word for a harvest moon, and a full moon, although I know is not the same thing as a harvest moon, it in my mind basically just represents the same thing and like the fullness of the moon, which hopefully makes sense. Sorry about all the confusion, but that is the reason why I decided to use that quote. The quote itself holds a lot of meaning to me. It is actually kind of a bit from a Nicholas Sparks quote that he wrote in, I think, his Dear John book, and that quote reads, "It's a full moon here tonight, which makes me think of you, because no matter what I'm doing or where I am, this moon will always be the same as yours." And I know, so I basically took the end part of that quote and got that tattooed on my body, but I put in the full moon with that part. Sorry if that doesn't make sense, but It kind of does. Because I'm not a die-hard Nicholas Sparks fan, I didn't really care if the quote was word for word the same as his. I basically just wanted the same idea because I love the idea of that quote and I wanted it to have personal value to me, so that is why I tweaked it a little bit to fit what I was personally looking for. The reason why I love that quote is because, okay, this sounds so weird, but just bear with me. When I was in 5th grade, that is when we were going through our whole like Black slavery history learning thing, which was really interesting to me. So we watched the movie Roots, and in the movie Roots, the main character, I cannot remember his name, but he gets taken away from his homeland and becomes a slave in America, which is absolutely terrible, and for good reason. He is missing his family and loved ones at home, and the first night, or one of the first nights that he's actually away, he looks up into the night sky and sees a moon. The moon makes him feel closer to his family because he knows that this moon is the same moon that his family all the way in Africa is looking at. That always kind of stuck in my mind, and 5th grade was the first time I went away to Camp Tawonga, which is a Jewish camp located in the outside of Yosemite, and I went away for a week, and that was the first time I had been away from home for longer than like an overnight or sleepover or something like that. So I really missed my mom, and I just remember thinking at night when I would see the moon, I just got this connection to not only my mom, but my dad and my family and my home. This gave me a sense of comfort and it made me feel connected towards them. And ever since then, the moon represented not only my background as being adopted from Vietnam and my middle name as being Tu Hong, but also as a way that I can stay connected with my family when I'm not physically with them. It's perfect for me because I now live in LA, away from my family and my home. I don't know, the tattoo was just a perfect time for me to get something to remind me that although I'm moving on with my life and I'm not physically with my family all the time, I can always remain connected with them in some other way, like through the moon. The pain process. While I would say that it kind of hurt a little bit, it really didn't hurt that bad. Now, I'm not trying to say that to be like, oh, I'm such a badass and I'm so tough, like getting a tattoo doesn't faze me at all. It did hurt a little bit, but it really wasn't that bad at all. I do have a high pain tolerance, but the main part of it was just that it was really annoying. It was a full 30 minutes or so of somebody constantly just digging into your skin with the needle, and so for that reason it was really just kind of painful, but just really mostly more annoying than anything. I was talking to my friend Connor the entire time, and there's only like 2 or 3 times where I really had to stop talking and just think like, ow, like this really hurts, you know? The worst part of the whole tattooing process for me was actually when he got towards the front part of my tattoo and where he had to go over some of the lines a few times. On a scale between 1 to 10, I would rate this maybe a 6 or 7. It's really not that bad at all. I would not use the pain to deter you from getting a tattoo. If you are thinking about getting a tattoo, don't worry about the pain side of it. I mean, it is a little bit painful, but it's totally worth it, and I would definitely get one again if I wanted to. The reason why I got it on my rib side is because I am going to school, so I have the hopes of eventually being a professional in the professional working industry area, so I don't want to have any tattoos that are visible to deter from the fact that I will one day be a professional. So that's why I wanted it on my rib cage. I can easily hide it when I want to and stuff like that. Also, I just think that tattoos on your ribs are really beautiful anyway, and I know that might sound a little bit basic of me. Who the frick cares? Because there's only so many places on a body where you can get a tattoo, and I just think that it's really stupid to call a tattoo basic because it could hold such a deep, profound meaning for somebody, and to others it might just seem really common and not unique at all. But whatever. I really like the fact that it is on my side, and I wouldn't change anything about my tattoo. I absolutely love it. So that is all for my tattoo video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about tattoos, or if you have any ideas of tattoo that you may want in the future. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Like always, please leave any video suggestions that you have in the comments below as well, and I will be posting new content very shortly, as well as any vlogs that I might film in between. So until next time, and please subscribe. Okay, thanks. Bye! Bye, Gatsby. Say goodbye.